Hello lads, lassies, and those of unspecified gender, it's the Irishman here, and today we're going to be talking about what would have happened if Goku was the reincarnation of Zalama. This is the third part to this What If, and if you haven't already seen the other three parts, I would greatly recommend you go check out the playlist in the description. And yes, I did mean 3. As there is the background part, which is part 0, going over all of the fan-made lore for Zalama, as well as the other 2 parts for the story. But now, with all of that out of the way, let's get into the story of this What If. Goku was named second strongest under the heavens. He stomped out the Red Ribbon Army, getting rid of each and every enemy combatant in their ranks, or using Shinron to subdue all of them. He's climbed Korin Tower and trained with Master Korin, surviving the Ultra Divine Water, and now gaining access to Kami. Goku is astonished by the lookout. It's a marvelous place. It is the heavens. And even though it is a bit difficult to breathe with how high up they are, Goku is able to make do, although he is set to meet the person claimed to be strongest on Earth. Although first he does encounter Mr. Popo, the attendant to the Guardian, who is a weird genie-shaped man, and Goku would ask if he is indeed Kami, but Popo would laugh, saying that that's not him. Instead, he is the guardian of the lookout. If Goku gets past him, then he has the right to speak with Kami. He does feel a little cheated, as the young Saiyan was told that now he could train under God. But here's this obstacle in his path. But he doesn't give up here. Oh no, farthest thing from it. Goku is never one to give up in the face of a challenge. Instead, he perseveres, training with Popo until eventually he is able to overcome the genie and gain access, truly, to training under God. But can Goku truly brave the dangers that come with training with a deity? Well, yes. In fact, he is able to do it for quite some time, until eventually he is faced with a new obstacle, that being the Room of Spirit and Time. Goku would have trained for a few months with Kami, increasing his battle power and knowledge of how to survive in intense environments, before then being hoisted into the room. Although the hyperbolic time chamber is unlike anything he has ever experienced, it's hard to even be in there in the first place, let alone actually train or even walk. So Goku does have a hard time adjusting, but eventually he is able to gather enough strength to actually begin walking towards the white open void. And although the 10 times gravity is intense, the weather is extreme and constantly changing, he is able to brave it, at least for a little while. Eventually, he hits the ground as the gravity rapidly hits him again, now being at its full 10 times, rather than easing into it in the living chambers of the room. Goku is immediately sent to the ground and out of breath. The air is thin as well as heavy. It's something that he has never experienced, and it's something that he could never even have imagined experiencing. It's horrible, but it is pushing him. So he continues. And even if it kills him, it will still make him stronger. That's the only thought in his mind. His Saiyan instincts are unknowingly activating, and he is persevering, as Goku would. This is his mindset, as well as the dormant DNA inside of him. The abilities that he has yet to even know he has. The Saiyan bloodlust that will push him forward, no matter how tall the wall is that he must overcome. But remember, Goku is naturally advantaged here. Not only was he the reincarnation of Zalama, but thanks to that, Grandpa Gohan was able to survive, meaning that he was capable of getting strong enough to where most threats in Dragon Ball were no problem for him. he's never had to face a challenge, and thus believes he's unstoppable. Although people like Jackie Chun and Kami have proven he's not the strongest, but he is unstoppable. Any hurdle in his path he can overcome. Jackie Chun and Kami are examples of that, so he keeps pushing. He gets back up and takes another step. He falls to one knee, but then gets up again and goes to take another step, but then suddenly his eyes go blank. He falls to the ground as it feels like his heart has stopped beating. Then, suddenly, it starts up again. Faster. He gets back up, stronger. He is able to brave the feats of the Room of Spirit and Time with no trouble. The 10 times gravity is nothing to him now. The climate around him feels like nothing at all, like things he would experience in a nice warm summer day. It's nothing to him as he has entered the Ikari form, basically using the power of Great Ape in his base form without any trouble. Goku has reaffirmed his belief that he is unstoppable. Anything in his path he will overcome, and the Room of Spirit and Time was just that. Now he begins his real training, getting stronger and utilizing the room as a way to rapidly increase. And that's what it is. For the next few months, probably around 6, Goku would continue training in the room, until eventually he comes out with a base power level of around 2,000. And whenever he wants to use Ikari, now he has full access, being able to bump that up to 20,000, which means that nobody on Earth really stands a chance. This does worry Kami, although given the fact that Goku is not only light-natured, but also has a deity-like aura surrounding him, Kami isn't too worried. In fact, that latter part calms him quite a lot. It even gets him thinking. Maybe, just maybe, Goku can take over for him as the Guardian of Earth. Perhaps this child with a pure heart of gold and a spirit that resembles a god even above himself would be more suited to handle the Earth, even as he is now, yet alone in a few years where he could be trained to actually hold the position. Yes, that could be the answer, the way for Kami to get out. He already had King Piccolo as a part of his being that worried him, the fact that he could be released at any moment and be a genuine threat to the Earth. But with Goku as its protector forevermore, well, there would be no more threats to the Earth. He would complete his obligation as Guardian, while also making sure that any threats that linger because of him are snuffed out. So, for the next 2-ish years, Kami would continue fostering the idea of becoming the Guardian of Earth to Goku, although he doesn't really want to do it. The reason is that he just doesn't feel like it suits him. It's odd, it feels like he's already done the whole god thing before, and would rather carve out his own path than following out someone else's. Why go down an already predestined route when you can make your own, and see what adventures lie down that path? This is an answer Kami wasn't expecting, yet one he takes to heart, and agrees to, allowing Goku to pursue whatever he wants to, rather than trying to force the position on him. Although he does take his own role as Guardian far more seriously now, not only realizing there are now people on Earth far stronger than him in the form of Goku, but also wanting to carve out his own path, be his own guardian rather than the one that was teaching him in the past. He wants to set out his own goal in life, that being to make the Earth best as possible and keep it safe from any threats the way he wants to, instead of just sitting on the lookout and watching over everything. For millennia, he's been tormented by the problems of man getting in their own way. Now, he's going to do something about it, thanks to Goku's intervention. Although, speaking of the now young adult warrior, Goku wants to participate in the 22nd Tenkaichi Budokai, and asks Kami for a ride. As Nimbus is an effective tool, yet Kami can practically instantaneously teleport wherever he wants, at least on Earth that is. So Kami brings Goku down to the tournament arena, and the two sign up. Yes, Kami would want to as well. Part of his being more active and Earth thing would start with taking part in their customs, and a tournament seems like the perfect place to start, especially since that's what Goku's doing, so why not tag along? To make things a bit more fair, Kami would have made Goku an especially heavy set of weighted clothing, as he knew Goku would want a challenge from this fight, and it was a unique way of training, competing in a tournament to see who's the strongest while being heavily handicapped. But sadly, Kami has to drop out of the tournament halfway through, which does make Goku a bit sad, but he understands that the Guardian of Earth must have his duties. In fact, he understands that better than anybody else. Kami was trying to get him to take up the job, although it's little more than Goku could have imagined, as Kami was actually taking care of King Piccolo, somebody that Goku had warned him about numerous times. But Kami is taking this into his own hands. He wants to carve out that path that Goku inspired him to, and doesn't want to get the aid of the Saiyan. So Kami first starts off by getting rid of all of the spawns of the Demon King that he had released. He has no idea how Piccolo was set free from his captivity, but he isn't going to let that stay for long. So after cleansing the earth of the many demons, Kami immediately teleports to King Piccolo himself. He is sitting upon his throne, while Kami slams his staff onto the ground, clearing out everybody else in the room. Although for Piccolo's subjects, this would basically only amount to the Pilaf gang and a few of his kids. So yeah, the Pilaf gang just died, but they did release Piccolo, so they kind of had it coming. Kami would say that the treachery of the Demon King has been long awaited to be stomped out, and now Kami finally has the opportunity to do it. So Piccolo, a bit frightened, would say that he isn't actually going to kill himself. That's not something a god is allowed to do, even if it's in the form of his own other half. But Kami says he doesn't need to kill King Piccolo to get rid of him. In fact, he has a technique perfectly suited to do it, one that should be quite familiar. Then he throws his cape on the ground, wrapping it up and using his magic to turn it into a vase, as well as a lid from his cane. Then Kami wraps his hands together before then doing a dance and performing the Mafu Ba, trapping King Piccolo inside of the urn and then closing it tight, before teleporting up to the lookout, hiding it away in a place nobody will ever find, and then returning to the tournament, now as someone in the background, watching it from afar rather than actually participating himself. He sadly did have to drop out, and he can't go back on that. He already missed 2 of his matches. Well, potentially 2 of his matches, but we both know he would have won. Now, don't worry, all of my Tien fans out there, as Goku would still be able to convert him to a more righteous path than the one he was going down in the original series. In fact, even more easily than in the original, and with much more of a punch packed behind it, as Goku not only wins the tournament, but also stops Tien from being able to do so. And after showing off his full 2000 power level, Tien gets it demonstrated to him firsthand that the path of evil will only get you so far, whereas a more virtuous route will get you miles farther. Now this fight, more so than any other, ends up piquing Kami's interest, as not only does it reaffirm his belief that Goku can change anyone for the better, but it also demonstrates Tien's incredible strength, at least for human standards, and his incredible strength of spirit, and that is at any standard. Tien has an incredible battle spirit, as well as morals that are at least somewhat just. He realized what he was doing was wrong, and decided to go against it. This is something Kami can get behind. Maybe he should be his next student. So Kami offers up the option to Tien, to which he actually refuses, saying he doesn't want to get in the way of Goku's training under Kami. That would be selfish and unright. This goes to reaffirm Kami's prior assumption that Tien would be a great student, and Kami laughs, saying that Goku is already far beyond the Guardian himself. so Tien should come up and train on the lookout. Now, not having any real reason not to, he asks if Chaozu can come along too, and Kami sees no reason why not, especially since Goku will be heading to Otherworld for his next step up the totem pole. And that's where we're going to be ending things for today. I hope you enjoyed watching this, as I certainly enjoyed making it, and if you could, please, for me, like the video, subscribe to the page, and hit the notification bell, all that jazz, I would very much appreciate it, as I run on that stuff. Like a vampire. I don't have blood, I have confetti. Yes, you heard it here first, folks, I am a piñata. No, but like, seriously. Liking the video and subscribing helps me out a lot, and hitting the notification bell helps you out a lot, as it makes sure that anytime I upload, you are notified. Although I'm kind of on a video per day streak, so maybe go check the channel page if you ever want to see what's new each day, but I can't guarantee I'm going to do this forever. Either way, I hope you have a marvelous day. Till next time, talk to you later. This is, always has been, and always will be the Irishman. Bye!